tribe, welcome back to my channel. So it's morning for me. My voice is still funny because I literally just woke up, and that's what kind of workaholic I am. That's level 1000, I know. I didn't have breakfast yet, but it's purely because my whole chart is fire and some Capricorn in it. So can you blame me? Okay, let's take a look at it. Now, I keep looking back at your suggestions, guys, and thanks for coming back and posting some more on my community section where I've asked you what are you missing from pick a cards. Okay, let's take a look at this. Look, I have a very interesting one. Well, that's what I think. Let me know, because I don't know. It's gonna be fun for you. So some of you have asked me to do a pick a card on, it was something like to do with what's your higher calling, or what's your purpose, or what divine thoughts are on you, how you doing. And I was like, let me put this all in one, and let's see what we can get out of this. And what I thought of was, so imagine that you are at your best self. So there is no fear, there is no ego, you literally overcame everything, and you don't give a flying F what society thinks of you, what you're supposed to be doing, what your partners think you should be doing, what your parents, where you came from, okay? So imagine all of that is gone, and once that's gone, once you get rid of that, that's when you start becoming your best self, okay? So that's gonna be an interesting one, and I have no idea where we're picking from, but I had this idea, and it's gonna be weird, but I just have to do it because my intuition said so. I don't doubt it for a really long time now. Okay, we're gonna be picking from the leaves of peppermint, okay? One sec, I'll show it all from up close to you, so don't you worry. Don't you worry. I want one more, I want this one. Okay, so as usual we have 4 piles. And let's zoom this, because I don't want to pick them in case I do break it. But I might try for you guys. Okay, number 1, this leaf here. Number 2. Oop. Number 2. And a piece from number 2 is here, yeah? Number 3. Let me try to show it to you the best way possible. That's number 3. And number 4, which is here. Okay, so pick your pile, and we're gonna see you in the timestamps. Hey tribe, whoever has chosen number 1 over here, we're gonna start channeling, and we'll get into your reading in a minute. But number 1, you're giving me a feeling. I keep seeing the world, okay? So for me, there is a bit of a mixture here. What I do see for you, you have to become a person, and you would be a person who is full of ideas of exploration. So you might be drawn to traveling to different places, living in a different place, or just exploring the world. And that would be an important part for you. And Earth is coming through here too. For me, it seems like you'd have to have a better connection with the earth, okay? And your emotional side would have to be completely in balance. So let me see what we have here for you. What do we have here for you? How do you look like at your 100% self? Okay. Let's see. What do we have here? Exploration, Six of Swords coming through here. Here are your emotions with King of Cups coming through. The Star. The Devil. The Empress. And Page of Swords. In this deck, as you can see, we already have two cards that are talking about some kind of exploration. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so let me pull from more cards and we're gonna tune into this whole picture here. We have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. So part of this, you'd have to find your soul tribe. We'll talk about it in a minute. Okay, let's see what else here. Weight of the world. Here you go. That world is coming through that I saw. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. So this is saying, and it's popping right next to the Devil. Makes sense. Let me adjust this. Or actually, I'm going to take them closer to you. Here we go. I hope the light is fine. I don't know. I don't really like the light, but I hope it's okay for you. I want this to be in perfect shot. Okay. So let me tune into your whole image here. Now, your 100% self would be a person who is a bit fearless, who has tamed their demons. What I mean by that, partly what this Devil is representing to you is not overburdening yourself with other people's problems. So your 100% self really knows how to deal with both. Knows when it's your time to interfere in someone else's life and how much do you want to fix people or take their burdens over, and when is the time for you to be quiet and let people learn from their own lessons and go through the karmic lessons themselves. So you wouldn't interfere. You would be very strongly on your ground. Now, one more thing here is your future self. Let's call it future self. Hopefully that all of you imagine that all of you got there, right? Because not everyone does in a lifetime. It's an amazing achievement, right? So your future self has found the soul tribe, and that's super, super important. These are going to be the people who uplift you AF. These are going to be the people you talk with about projects, about relationship. I'm getting for pile number ones, it's going to be very important to find a person who is on the same vibe like you, and I'm hearing grow older with them. Okay? Now, boundaries is going to be a big thing here. So your future self has learned how to keep boundaries with people. Hence, we have the Empress here and King of Cups. King of Cups is someone who has mastered his emotions. So you can't influence King of Cups very easily in this setting here, because once he feels, she, doesn't matter, once this king feels that there is something for him that is unbalanced in situation and relationship, he's like, you know what, I might distance myself from the situation so I don't get tuned into the Devil side where it's not mine to carry, okay, or it's not mine to fix. And that's very important for pile number ones. One more thing, you would be living your best life, and it's very connected with how attractive do you feel. And it's a very big part for you here, guys, because Once you would be fully self-confident is when everything else starts manifesting for you. So how can you be your best emperor or empress? This is saying here. How can you use the powers that you are given here for the good cause? Okay, look at this empress. Let me show you. How can you navigate this fire in your hand that you have for a good cause? And why I'm saying a good cause, because we have Page of Swords next to it, and it seems like these could be possibly people who come to you in order to learn something from you. You'd be a really good relationship coach if you were 100% self you and you have learned everything already in this lifetime. You would become a really good matchmaker, a relationship coach, a person who advises other people on relationship, someone who does travel, that's for sure. So for some of you, this is very connected to traveling, traveling to distant or far away places in order to learn something there. And don't be surprised if you once start traveling, you're gonna find your soul tribe somewhere around there. So like you're picking those people up, you know, to put in a basket in your phone contacts, right? In order to create this very strong tribe for yourself. Ooh, there's a lot of fire in this one. There's a lot of power. You could be amazing healers here too. It's all about playing with emotion and sexuality. So if you had any issues in the past where something or someone has made you close yourself up sexually or not express your emotions due to the past hurt, your 100% self has overcome it, and they're like, look at me, like I'm using this for my own advantage. There's a lot of sexual vibe here, but a very good one, meaning when you would even meet people, people might even see that spark in you. So the quote rings in my head saying, be so assertive and so empowered that every single person that crosses your path feel like they must adjust their life because they met you. Okay, that's what kind of vibe we have here, and that's what kind of vibe you would have about you once you 100% self. The only issue that you might have as living that life is people coming your way and wanting maybe closer relationships with you. But because you already have tamed your horses and you've learned from it in the past, right, you would be like, we're gonna communicate, but keep your hands to yourself, okay? That's what's coming through here, guys. I can't, this is a very powerful pile when it comes to even influencing people emotionally, but in order to make them upgrade themselves. And you'd have a divine counterpart that would be part of your life later on, once you have created this for yourself. Whew, okay. Let me see more. I want to use the Texture Tarot. Let me see more. How does your 100% image look like? One more Six of Swords. Guys, you would be traveling somewhere, and I don't know, I don't usually pick it up that way, but we have 2 hot air balloons here. What does it mean to you? Look it up, maybe meaning of it, dig deeper to the hot air balloons, or I wanted to say or planes, but not for many of you. You're some kind of a traveler here, guys. You're some kind of a traveler who has so much fire about them, so much energy about you, that you would attract people from all over the world without even realizing it sometimes. Like, how the heck did this happen? Why did this person text me or got in my DMs? And these people can be very important or very visible or very influential to everyone around the world. So really big contacts. Page of Swords. Seven of Cups. You would constantly be thinking, what is there else for me to learn? And you would never stop learning, pile number one. So if you feel sometimes that you can choose one thing, it means that you are able to explore different things when it comes to your career, okay? And you would be very good at learning something from every single thing that you take on board, even as a hobby. So that somehow would make you that person who knows a bit of everything and has developed some kind of one skill that is main, that is very important to you. You bring in somehow people together and contacts from over the world, and those contacts would be super influential. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is the famous pile I'm talking about, or at least very visible to the public eye. Yeah, you wouldn't be doing only one thing here. You see, it's coming through again. You would be juggling a couple of things at the same time, and you'd be like, what do I feel like doing today? What do I feel like doing tomorrow? And you wouldn't have this traditional lifestyle, if you know what I mean. Here you go. Six of Pentacles. Again, 2 scales. Ooh, damn it. All the cards are on the floor. Okay, then. So the Devil popped out on the Devil again. We're gonna take a look at this Devil a bit more. Let me just pick up the cards from the floor because it's a mess here. Okay, 1 second, guys, bear with me here. What is this mess? Okay, so let's tune into Devil a bit more. Let's see what that Devil is talking about. We're gonna be using the Triple Goddess Tarot. What is this talking about? Why is the Devil there? Wow, okay, very interesting. I hope you can see that. Yes, I knew it, the High Priestess. Look, partly why we have Devil for some of you here is not only the boundaries that you will be keeping with people, but also you would be some kind of a spiritual person that tends to prove to the world that spirituality is not the devil's work. Because you know what, well, a lot of people think that, okay, people think that Reiki is, you know, some kind of energy coming from the dark space places, and that magic is that, depends obviously how you use magic, but originally magic wasn't supposed to be like that. So media has twisted a lot of things for us as spiritual people, right? And you might have a mission, and you might be the person who is there to open people's eyes to what is actually the darker forces and the dark work, and how spirituality is actually something that you can use to your own benefit, but also uplifting a lot of people around. So that's why we have a lot of people around you here, because you somehow will be teaching people what it actually is. Because a lot of people have this twisted idea of what spiritual work really is, and you were placed on this earth in order to maybe even understand yourself that and dig a bit deeper into it. It's funny because I was reading yesterday the Book of Shadows, and a lot of things, and I would recommend it for you if you haven't read it, bet most of you did already. And there is this understanding of how can I portray to the world things that I carry, an ability that I have, and how can I make a better impact, and how can we all use this energy in order to uplift one another, rather than have this twisted thinking about it that is devil's worship of some sorts, okay? And it's funny because I heard someone say that last week, but it wasn't coming to me. It was directed to someone else. And I was just like, oh, dear God. You know, if people were educated enough, right? And people don't usually want to educate themselves about something because that stigma is already so so set in stone, seems like, in some people's heads, that it's really difficult to kind of get through it, you know. And you don't have to. In many cases, you know, people are going to discover things by themselves, but for you there is some kind of mission given, that you'd be like one of those people who is spreading the word to the world. And again, we have the world here too, you know. There's a lot of international vibe about you. You might be very visible to people, people who are even spiritual talkers, you know, spiritual speeches. I'm hearing people who teach the world to something very unique, and something maybe that wasn't talked about as much before. So shine your unique light here, keep your boundaries, okay? And that's how you're gonna be like. You won't give a flying F here, because you're gonna be so powerful. Let me take these away. And also you're gonna somehow balance your money out of this, okay? If you feel like right now you're like, damn it, I could be doing better, your 100% self knows how to make money out of this, because there was that energy of you pushing through, okay? And exploring and talking to different people, and important people will be coming your way. So don't be surprised about those. For example, if you're visible already to the public eye, one day you wake up and you have a follow from someone who has like 10 times more following, you know, than you do, and you're like, whoa. So little miracles like that might start happening throughout your life. So don't let your spark go. Keep your boundaries with people. Don't take on too much energy from others, because your 100% self is very good at knowing what's yours, what's not yours, and how powerful you are. And your 100% self doesn't let anyone take that spark away. What you do in the future is rather gather those people who are supposed to be in your tribe and making something out of it, something bigger than was thought of, okay? I truly hope that this made sense, pile number 1, and I'm gonna catch you next time. Bye for now. Hello tribe, whoever has picked pile number 2, the second leaf here. So we're gonna channel before we go on. Ooh, and I keep already seeing things. Okay, give me a moment. I keep seeing a wheel of fortune. A wheel of fortune. And Cancer is coming through here for me, weirdly. Cancer, a wheel of fortune. And this is the weirdest thing ever, but I have to say it because it might be for one person out there. Skiing. So you might even want to be the best at some kind of sports. And your 100% self would be doing that. Not for all of you. Taken by the wheel of fortune, you can notice that you tend to be lucky in life. So sometimes if you have a situation where you're like, damn it, I mean, this probably is gonna go wrong, considering to everything that's happening around, I shouldn't come out on top, or it should go really badly for me. So really track back and look back how lucky you were. You might even be pulled out of certain situations, or your guides might even sometimes keep you away from some people or from some activities where some shit went wrong, or someone got burned, or, you know, from people who are not supposed to be in your life, and you're like, why is not working out? Because you're super protective. Pile number 2, okay? Let's get into this. Let's see. Okay, let's see. How does your 100% self-image looks like? One sec, I'm gonna put this for you here so you can see better. Okay. Couple of tens that we are paying attention to here, aren't we? And bang, the Empress and the Emperor in one spread. Okay, we're gonna pull from the Oracle decks too. Okay, for you, this is gonna be very important. Your best self has mastered your masculine and your feminine. We're gonna talk about this. This popped out already for pile number 1. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Pay attention to whose burdens you've taken over. That's coming through with 10 of Wands. And actually could be with 10 of Swords. Taking over too much mentally, problems that are not yours, or overburdening your head with unnecessary things. And yeah, here we go. Okay, look. Why are you given difficulties in this lifetime here? Okay, or you have more challenges, I want to start with that, is because you are here to break the ancestral pattern. And it's a difficult, big-ass job, right? You know it. But it's very possible. It's very, very possible. I don't know why I want to share this with you, but for example, from my personal life, I didn't realize this actually until I heard it somewhere, and then I put the dots together. For example, my grandpa was a well-known architect back in the day. He's deceased already. Oh, and by the way, shoot, I have his painting right above my painting here, and I wasn't close with him. I didn't see him, so I had no connection because he passed very early on. So maybe I did see him, but I mean, I remember nothing. I think he passed away when I was or just born or something like that. I need to clarify this with my parents. But anyway, so it's funny how I'm talking about this now, because when I came back home, as a lot of you know, I moved back home, in my room, what they did, they hung his painting that he painted when he was a teenager. So look at those scales. I'm gonna try to show it to you. So this is my painting, right? Wait, let me take this out of the holder. And then right above it, this is old ass painting of his that he painted when he was a teenager, right? So skills on point. But what I wanted to say here, one of the things why I wanted to talk about this here is he has dropped dead because of overworking himself. Because he would take on too much work, and he would help out. He was also teaching, I think. He would help out the students night times as well to draw up plans and stuff. So he was basically living on coffee. And when I told my grandma, which I'm really close with, by the way, that I'm going to study architecture back in the day, she was like, no, please don't, blah, 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 because obviously she has very bad memories connected to it, because he basically worked himself to death. And another thing was my dad was following his footsteps. At that time, everything was so corrupt in Lithuania that all the kids whose parents had money or connections, only those got into architectural courses, right? And he didn't, even though he has amazing skills. And he always hoped deep down inside of him that I would become this best architect ever, you know? And I was like, no, but this is not my lifestyle. But he never pushed me, but I could tell. right? And what I did, I quit architecture in order to pursue my peace and to fulfill my dream, that is helping other people, guiding them better. So that ancestral pattern has been broken by me because that wasn't working out for our family somehow, okay? Started with death, then the other one wasn't really lucky with it because of corruption, then me overworking myself to working overnight most of the time, health down the drain, etc., etc. So it's partly what we're talking about here. So really, this story, how you should take it, apply it to your life. If you started noticing something, it can be relationships with people. Let's say if your grandma had certain relationship, or your grandpa had certain relationship, right? Or someone keeps splitting up throughout your family, pay attention to what you want and where you headed and what kind of family you have created. And look, if you are still stuck in the ancestral pattern, or you have rewritten it already. Because for you guys, what's important is letting go in your life what was difficult for the past, for people in the past, especially in your family here, okay? Why we have these two tens? The ending. So your 100% self has broken away and has created a new life for themselves. You see here? A completely new life. So you being told to create a new life that is not as burdensome and not as mentally draining for yourself here, and really tune into your fullest self. Don't be surprised if you're gonna meet someone who has the same values like you, and it's somehow through letting go of the difficulties over here, your 100% self has created this beautiful balance between the masculine and the feminine. So you know how to navigate both, and you probably will meet someone who has the same values. So very strong energy here, the Empress and the Emperor. Okay, this is super intense. You might even find the person that has gone through similar things here and has gone through the ancestral patterns themselves, and they have somehow very much shifted their life in order to create something new. Remember, it's saying let go, it's not yours to carry. So your 100% self has already let something go, and they're like, no, damn it, this is not mine, I'm not carrying this, I might move on. One more thing, what I'm seeing here, you might be a little bit more challenged on the 11th day of the month, or you might have a connection with 11 here somehow. So remember that can be talking about the karmic ties sometimes and the karmic days, so people, let's say if they have day 11, they were born on day 11, they can have it more difficult because they're here to really tune in to this best self and really get rid of the karmic ties, okay? But whatever you're going to be doing, guys, you're going to have a very abundant life with the Emperor and the Empress. You might even have a partner who has your back at all times, treats you like a king, the queen that you've always wanted. But that's not the main focus for you here, though, up until then. Up until then, you have to let something go, what's not working for you, and you're like, okay, this is not mine. And I completely understand it. And one more thing, I don't know why this is talking about it, but pay attention to how much you talk to other people about what, because that somehow can be influencing your mental space. So be aware of people who have hidden agendas, and don't share with just anyone your life, because you have to share only to those who are on the same track, okay? Pile number 2, what's up? Let's see. Let me pull more cards. Let me see which deck I want to use for you. I feel like this one. How does your future self, 100 self, look like, please? Page of Swords, It has a lot to do with communication and communicating your truths, okay? Pay attention to butterflies. 3 of Wands. And the Justice. Look, and the Justice is talking as well about what's wrong, what's right, what's wrong, what's yours, what's not. Fairness, okay? So don't be surprised if you are being pushed towards to being somehow very protective over someone or something. You might even be drawn to legalities, formalities, being a person who somehow brings justice into the world by what you do. And it can come through little things as well. It can come through like you can come up with business, simple thing, right? Come up with business that for example is concentrated on specific thing that you create that is for people's protection or protecting others, okay? Or shining a light on situations for them. For you, what's important is how do you create, because that's what you're going to have, a very abundant life. But that's not the case. That's not important for you. Whatever the life you will create that is going to be financially abundant, you're going to share it with other people. You're going to be very given. And you're going to be like, no, that's not the main point of me being here. You know, what I have to do is share what I have with others. So what knowledge do you share? You might even want to talk about, you know, patterns in people's lives and how to overcome certain karmic situations, certain healing, maybe even. Now, you do have a very strong connection with ocean or lakes or water in general here. So every time you need clarity, go by the water or get on a boat, okay? Sail away, I'm hearing. One of your parents or grandparents have probably had connection with boats themselves somehow, and I wouldn't be surprised if you've been drawn to jumping on a boat or you really like boats. Those who don't, pay attention to water. Some of you might even be afraid of water and you don't know why. That's coming through from past life traumas, okay? Now, let me see. What else here? You guys, for me, what this pile is screaming about mostly is more like right now, what kind of understanding you should come to right now, rather than what is the overall 100% self-image. And I lead this pile that way because I'm told to. Don't be surprised if you keep seeing the same patterns repeating in your life. If one thing that you had like your eyes set on keeps failing or is not working out, pay attention to it. Maybe it's that pattern that you have to heal. Because once you overcome this and you are on the other side, I'm going to pull from this deck, you're going to be living a completely different life. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Are you joking? Oh, that fell out. And the Fool. And the Three of Swords reversed, and I'm feeling it. So look, you're leaving all the heartbreaks throughout your life on a side, right? And you would be living a life that is full of opportunities. Opportunities of love, opportunities of financial resources. And you would have to make a very big change in your life in order to tune into your fullest emperor or empress. You'd be living this carefree life where you're like, I don't give an F who's thinking about what here. I want to jump. I want to take this leap of faith. I want to risk my life. I risk my life. That didn't sound very well, did it? But what I mean by risking is by really not being afraid of letting go of what's familiar for you. And that's a very big thing here, because once you do step into the unknown is when everything else will start flowing for you. Whoever wanted to have a baby here, you will, once you start living this fullest life of yours. Divine counterpart is coming in somewhere along the way too, okay? But very importantly, let go of what's not yours, okay? Pile number 2. I hope this made sense, and I'm gonna catch you next time. Bye for now. Hello tribe, whoever has chosen number 3, we're gonna start channeling before we get into your reading. Ooh, okay, that's a big one. Look, your best self has healed their childhood traumas. And that can be something that might be keeping you away from being your best self. And that sucks. I know for a lot of people we have these childhood traumas, different levels of traumas, but we all do, right? So you somehow have to really tune into how this past is influencing you from moving forward. Ooh, and I'm getting shivers with this one. Someone was left out in the cold when they were younger somehow by someone. Whew, okay, let's see. Your best self-image. Here we go, that family vibe is coming through. Let me turn on the light. I kind of want it. Let me see. Oh, that sucks. Okay, a bit less. Don't like it being too intense though. Okay, 10 of Pence, your best self-image. How would you be? Okay, not ready. Look, all about Pence, hey? All about Pence, stability. So that stability maybe that you didn't have when you were younger, is that what you will have once you have tuned into your 100% self. Okay, respected lifestyle. Whoa, okay. Okay then. 7 of Swords is coming through, and again, it's funny how that's right below the I call it the family card, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, not feeling it. Someone's really stubborn in this pile. Wow, look, the King of Pentacles is here. Love this. Love this. Marriage and safe home environment here, okay? And here we go, that inner child is coming through here. You see? So that's something that you will have healed, and you'll have to pay attention to that, because it's not an overnight thing that you have healed yourself, done and over with. That's something that you will keep acknowledging every time these emotions come back to you throughout your life. But the thing is, you will know already how to navigate those emotions. You'd be like, okay, it's coming from that and that space. I know where I was hurt, and I know what was done in the past. Therefore, I fully acknowledge it's coming from my family. For you guys, something has happened in your family. Lack of attention somewhere, abandoned child, you know, lack of respect. It's coming from your family, or maybe has been hurt badly. It's something about that. You would live a life full of stability. That stability that you didn't have before. Respect, especially when it comes to partnerships or people around you who are really close to you that you maybe didn't have before as much, or you're looking for. Because the Queen and King of Pens, a best match, right? The best match here for you, especially when we start in the with the Ten of Pentacles, is all about having the stable ground financially, but also emotionally with that person that you're going to be living with, but also people around you. People around you will somehow see you as someone who is very respected, even in the public eye for some of you here, okay? So you might be even drawn to sharing your experiences, the hurt, with other people somehow and make something out of it. Because that's not coming through for no reason. That has to be used somehow in your life. Even talking with this other person that you will meet or you have met already, there is that strong, that person somehow will make you feel like home or very calm. And this is someone that you will live with. And very abundant life. I mean, come on. Look at these cards. Look at them. Grapes, abundance. Look at that garden over there. I mean, this is wonderful, pile number 3. You won't have to worry about your finances as much anymore, because it seems like these two people will be creating they will build the heritage. They will want to leave some kind of heritage, and you will be very concentrated on how can I leave this heritage for the generations to come, okay? I feel like I want one more. Partly one of the things that you will be concentrated on is how the F do I ground myself when I have gone through this and that and that. And that's going to be something that you will be learning in this lifetime here, it seems like. How can I ground myself? Okay, some of you will have an urge, in order to heal the past, you will have an urge to come back to those places that have hurt you, or to people that have hurt you before. So somehow see them briefly, okay, and see how you feel about them then. And realize that, okay, this person was hurt themselves and it's coming from their side, their childhood somewhere, therefore that was done to me. And it's a bit like a chain, and I fully get it, and I fully get why I am like I am, and I'm gonna concentrate on my happiness, that stability that I'm longing for. Many of you guys here, it seems like you will start not by aiming for your finances or getting the money that you need, but you'll start with what is giving me the peace in this life. And once you're going to be following your peace, that groundingness to you, is when the money will start following too. Okay, let's see what else here. Five of Cups and Four of Cups. Because for you guys in this lifetime, you don't care as much, or you won't at least make it your... You won't make your money a priority here, even though we have so many pens, because it somehow makes you feel bored. You will get to the point where you'll have everything that you wanted, but you'll be like, but that's not what's making me happy. And therefore you're going to somehow shift your mindset on something else. Let me see what else here. Yeah, look, you might even be drawn to dealing with people who somehow mentally are not as good as many others. Mental disorders, mental issues. You might be some kind of healers, especially related to people's depression, anxiety, or inner child. Okay, that's very important for you here, guys. And in order to do that, you have to firstly find your groundingness and peace and dig deep in your own self. Okay, let's see what we have from the oracles. What do we have here? Whoa, this is coming through again. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. See what I mean? Healing is a big thing here. So you might want to work with other people's past lives too here. I'm not feeling it just yet. Too messy. Too messy. Okay. All paths lead home. What did I say? Person that makes you feel like home too, right? Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. And that's the card that I want to read out for you though. I didn't do that for other piles, but I want to for you. And I hope it's gonna make sense to you here. I'm hearing Stonehenge. Maybe someone wants to go there or went there, or some kind of a place that has a lot of history to it. All paths lead home is in page number 34, so pay attention to 7. Okay, we're gonna read about this. One sec. It says, I hope we can see that. It's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. So it's part of that healing I talked about, right? Digging deep in you. You are being called to source your guidance from within, to study the terrain of your inner landscape, to develop a reliable relationship with your soul. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, the deeper the connection will become. The challenge for empaths is staying connected without cutting off from the world. The best way to do this is to develop a daily practice that helps you to keep checking in. What did I say? Did I say that? That it's not overnight thing. You're gonna be acknowledging it and you'll be like, okay, that's where it's coming from. To draw on the wisdom within and let that be the authority in your life. If this card appears, you may be called to develop or switch up your spiritual practice, to get in the habit of turning your gaze within, getting centered for the day, before consuming anything from the outside world, to start from a feeling of at-homeness, and throughout each day to find simple ways to keep coming home. This doesn't mean switching off from the realities of today's world. We need as many conscious people as possible living with their eyes wide open, can't speak. Rather, it's a call to start your day from a place of connectedness, grace, and devotion. So when you go out into the world and when you let the world in, you do it from an unshakable state of being, a state where you draw your strength, authority, and guidance from a place deep within. So that speaks wonders for me here. It's all about finding your inner peace. Again, it's finding your home. So your 100% self, best self has found home. So it can be finding home with another person, actually finding home location wise, but it's more so talking about how can you create home for yourself here and now, where you sitting, where you laying down. So check in yourself and really see, are you tense when you're watching this video? Are you thinking of what's the next thing you should be doing? Are you too relaxed and you don't care? Okay, what is it that you're feeling? And what's missing you to feel more like home? Light a candle next to your laptop right now, or I don't know, use an incense in order to feel a different aura around you, different energy around you. Make that little space where you're at now like home, and you're gonna start seeing how you can create home anywhere you are, because your best self has created it for themselves already and they found the ways to do it. Keep checking in with yourself, keep checking in with the past, what it is that's coming from your past, those sometimes annoying triggers or annoying scars, that are coming through here. Acknowledge them, put them back in its place, and keep on moving. Okay, so I hope it made sense. Pile number 3, and I'm gonna catch you next time. Hello tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 4, leaf number 4 rather. So let me start with channeling first, and we're gonna jump into your reading in a minute. Ooh, cars. But that's very specific for someone watching this. I don't know. I know that a lot of people watching this are women. I keep seeing here something with mechanics, mechanical parts, fixing something. So that can be to do with engineering as well, coming up with solutions of some sorts. Maybe product design. I don't know why I'm going by this, but I'm just gonna throw everything out here. Maybe for someone it's gonna make a lot of sense. Okay. So that can be telling me about collective, that you are solution seekers, and that's somehow important to you in this lifetime. How can you find the best solution? How can you fix a problem? How can you make it better? How can you invent something? So Aquarius vibe is coming through here too. Yeah, doing something a bit differently. So let's take a look at your cards. Let me see what we have here. And you know what? I keep seeing someone fixing a car in garage. So maybe some of you literally had to fix your car. I don't know, but the weirdest things are coming through. And my dreams are like on another level. I was dreaming, guys, the last night, a specific kind of cake. And I was like, why the heck did I dream about it? Because I ate it ages ago, because I lived in London for so many years, and I came back home now, and I was like, I could smell it. And after work, my dad came home and he brought me a cake, and I couldn't recognize it because I haven't seen it for so long, but I know the smell of it, and I know what layers in between go. And he brought that exact same cake from my dream, and I was like, I love this life. And then another thing came true. So I don't know, a lot of you might be channeling or might be seeing your dreams come true these days, because energies are quite intense, but on a good note. I don't know how about you guys. Let me see what's up with you on solution making here, and solutions, decisions of some sort, fixing problems. Look, this Knight of Wands is someone who is very curious in my deck. So we're gonna look at the image of your best self here, okay? And we'll go from there. Oop. 5 of Cups. Ten of Cups. Eight of Cups. Quite a lot of cups here. The Hangman. You guys have had science. I'm hearing scientists' heads, okay? Brain, calculations. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Here you go. We're gonna pull from the Oracle, and we'll be talking. You guys, seems like your best self is somehow involved in, again, what did I say? You know, this person seems like they're thinking about which pentacle to choose, or which pentacle is better than the other one. There's a lot of thinking, taking notes here, okay? How are those pentacles growing, right? And then another thing, what I'm seeing with the 8 of Cups here, look at those calculations above there. So you are some kind of scientist. If you are not your best self, if you are not, you are someone, again, I said that comes up to some kind of solutions, and that engineering part of you is very strong here. You are someone who, it's not necessary that this has to come through the scientific part of you, but it could very well be that you would invent or create something that is very you see how suspicious this guy is? He's like, hey, what's there? I wonder. So even in the 5 of Cups here, let me show you. This lady is looking at the guy. Well, he drank too much, but she's very compassionate about it. So fixing people or fixing issues is a big thing here. But don't get me wrong, it's not fixing people when it comes to don't get into toxic partnerships, relationships here, okay? Romantic. That's not how you have to fix people in this case. How you fixing people here, it seems like you can find a really good solution. You can kind of see through people. Seen in blueprint, right? You can quite see people here. You have very good, very strong power about you where you see through situations, can maybe even tell how it's gonna pan out, and taken from your observation you can advise people really well. So in this case, this person has drank too much, but this lady seems like she's not interfering at this time, and the Hangman is below, because this person seems like they need that time. They need to feel through and go through that themselves. Once there's going to be a good time for it, that person will come to them and say, hey, you know what? That and that could help. You are like this because of that and that. You're very analytical. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys were some kind of therapists, some kind of scientists for some of you, someone who even works in some kind of job that is very secret. So your 100% self is quite secret, analytical, and is seeing world from a different perspective than a lot of people. Look at this, right? So everything that is very traditional for this pile is probably not gonna work very well. I don't think, you know what I'm hearing? I'm just gonna say it. I think some of you are saying, I don't like people anyway. I might as well stay indoors, or I don't like people. Like, I socialize just because I have to come out sometimes, but I don't like it because, not for all of you obviously, but because you guys have, your head is so busy on its own that you're like, the world is too busy for me. I can't handle it. You know, I can't be in social places. It makes me even feel like this. So your best self has somehow acknowledged the fact that you might have to be on your own sometimes, and it's okay not to socialize too much, because you're coming up with some kind of idea that would be very helpful, maybe even professionally, to other people. What a vibe here we have, pile number 4s. What a vibe. Let me see your vibration here. We, the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal, and that's very, look, hey, who's coming from east side here? Eastern culture is coming through here in 2 cards, as you can see, right? Here you go. Ancient vibe about you here, guys. What I can say, you're being looked after, your ancestors. And it seems like you might even remember, your best self will know what the ancestors are saying. So there's a possibility, and look how he's looking towards there, right? Your best self has found a connection with your ancestors and stars. And you can take it however and reinterpret it however the heck you want. But that's what's happening here. You might even come up with such crazy and interesting ideas, or recharge yourself or charge yourself up using the powers given from your ancestors. Oh, this is a deep one. Let me see what else here. Someone's mother is looking after them. Just had to say it. Okay. Just say yes. So what did you think about once I was talking about all of this previously? Did you have an idea of some sort? Did you want to do something? Or were you thinking like, I think I'm on the right track? This is saying it's a yes, okay? Let me see one more. What did I say? Look at your ancestors. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Whoa, this is a deeply looked after pile. So once you're at your best self, you're gonna have this very intense connection with your ancestors here, and you're not gonna be afraid of them, because someone in this pile is afraid of seeing things that you don't understand or hearing things. So you're gonna be at the point where you're like, hey, what's up, tribe? What do you have to tell me today? You know, there's going to be a very organic connection to your ancestors and to the deceased people. So someone who is afraid of the connection with deceased here, they're going to have it very natural, and you might even have mediumship qualities about you, where you take something from up there and you pass this message through, okay? Because this hanged man is making me think of doing something that is out of the norm, and hearing and seeing things here, right, that are not visible for everyone else. Woo! Eagle might be someone's spirit animal here. Just had to throw it out here. Someone has or does want wings on their body somewhere, or does have some kind of piece of jewelry or something. Now this is very strong here, guys, because you really need to connect to your ancestors. If you don't know how to do it, start with meditation, because when I always say to people, these things are very personal. Connection to your deceased, your ancestor, whatever, you know, your spirit guide. It has to be a very personal experience. So find your best way, how you feel is good for you to connect to them. Now, do you want to keep and hold some kind of stone or some kind of pendulum or some kind of jewelry from someone, or that was very lucky to you, or you have a connection with it whilst you're doing meditation and you connect into other realms and even portals? You know, you can travel through portals. Pile number 4, you know, 4 I'm hearing. So that's something that you're gonna have to develop in order to become this best self. This is a pile that I'm gonna give you a bit of a story. A person was living their everyday life. Suddenly they somehow discovered the abilities that they have. They probably have been working in a place or in a job that is quite normal for society, and then bang, this person has some kind of powers to them where they are like, what the heck is this? I don't really want this maybe, or I'm not sure how to do this. And then the deeper they go into it, the more they recognize what's happening around them, and they also can find out a lot about, I think you would be interested in past life regression here. It's like you are reinventing yourself completely from that person you used to be to the person you will be. And the person you will be, not every single one of you will want to live this life, because not every single one of them is ready energetically just yet, you know, or they ever be ready, because some people close themselves off to work between a couple of realms here, okay? It seems like some of you might just decide to stay in a place where you're at, or not to deepen the knowledge. But those who will, you're going to have a very strong vibe about you, but you're very secretive here, guys. I think that you're not gonna want to do this publicly or to tell people about it as much. It's like, I feel like you're going to be doing this for your own, and it's going to give you some kind of reassurance where you'll be able to become your best self then. So it seems like connection to the portal or the deceased or the ancestors somehow making you a bit of a different person, fearless, okay? Fearless. Whew, okay. We have Six of Pentacles. We have Two of Cups. Look at that connection here. Oop, messy. Don't feel it. One more time. Let's see. Chill. Okay. Look. Ooh, what I'm seeing. Can you see that? You're gonna be telepathically connecting to someone, and it seems like you will be learning with that person. So your best self will be connecting with someone who has that strong vibe about them too, and there's some kind of telepathic connection happening here, but it's part of a learning progress here. So two people come together who do want to learn or deepen their knowledge or deepen their abilities in connecting with each other and connecting with the abilities that they both have. And I do see sometimes one of them, look, is laying down, and it seems like this person is waiting for this other person to send them a telepathic message of some sorts, and they're like, okay. Afterwards, I see them picking up the phone and saying, hey, did you get it? And it's part of the learning progress here. And it doesn't have to be romantic, but it's part of the learning progress here. Whew. And again, for some of you, you'll be connecting with your deceased, okay? With someone who has passed on. Future self-image. There's the connection with the sky here. Sky. You guys, it seems like you will keep on working and being in a place where I'm hearing, in which you're gonna be able to keep your sanity, okay? So you might be one of those people who is secretly, who doesn't want to be known for how powerful they are or what they have invented or what they came up with. So this pile doesn't want fame or doesn't want to be visible to the public eye. Okay, you'll just keep on working on your regular life, and you'll be like, the best thing that happened to me is realization how to use this that I have, you know, this backup that I have by my ancestors and deceased. Yeah, because you're very calm. You want to keep your calm. You want to keep... I don't think this pile likes change a lot, you know, and well, not many people do, but some have embraced it. This pile is all about the chill. What can I do to live my best chilled out life where I can connect both things that I like? I think you have a job, you will have a job, but you'll also have a hobby of some sort that is very different to your job. And that somehow will give you this fulfillment here. Not many people will know about things that you are able or you are capable of. One person will know your abilities and how talented you are and how influential you can be to people's life over here, okay? But it seems like not many people will see that side of you, and that's how you want to be. Maybe for some of you have to hide it because of something. A lot of secrecy here, pile number 4. I truly hope it made sense, because that was a little bit like, very interesting. And I couldn't get a grasp of one full scenario. There were bits and pieces that I tried to put together from different people. But I hope it made sense. I'm going to catch you next time. Bye for now.